Hey, what's going on, guys? As you saw by the video title, we are on day 90, or 3 months of not consuming any alcohol whatsoever. So I just wanted to make this video real quick as an update kind of to what's going on in my life, how I'm feeling, and kind of describe things I've noticed or um, worked towards or worked with, I guess. Um, I already recorded this video once, but my microphone died, so I hope that doesn't happen again because the audio was cut off entirely. So I'll get a move on here. Um, so yeah, we're day 90. That's feels awesome. I honestly have no complaints at all. So many things in my life are going better, from my mentality, um, things from a spiritual side, even how I feel about myself day to day. Physically, I've lost almost 20 pounds. That wasn't by accident. I actively focused on what I'm eating. I tried to walk every day. I've been going to the gym several times a week and, kind of use that as a grounding point for improving myself and see the progress physically and not just mentally. But either way, my anxiety is so much lower these days. I get to sleep very easily. I wake up feeling good. Um, I don't have those random spikes of heart rate and anxiety and fear, I guess, during the day. And if I do, they're way shorter and way more manageable. And usually they have a reason. They're not just random and I assign them a reason. It's generally something actually is going on. Um, where else? Yeah, time is a very weird thing because 90 days before I started this journey, 90 days seemed so far away. It seemed like this ultimate finish line, this kind of goal that I have to get to. Um, I got to cross, the end of a marathon and I got to run the whole time. But it really wasn't like that. There was hard moments throughout it, of course, but everything else in my life is eventually getting much easier and much more manageable. I'm finding enjoyment in things I used to love doing. I started drawing a lot more. If you don't know, I have a fine art background, and for the last several years, I just didn't make much art. I kind of numbed myself out instead. I would drink, I would watch TV, play video games, I would do things that didn't take as much effort because I had so little energy from drinking all the time. And now I find myself having a lot more stable energy. I'm getting a lot more enjoyment from doing things that I see are progressing. So, when I finish a drawing, I'm actually proud, like, hey, I sat down for several hours and I did that. I want to do the next one. I want to improve kind of where I messed up on the current drawing. I want to get better next time. And this get better next time is a mentality that I've noticed has been getting a lot stronger in me. Um, Not just for art, but for my day job, uh, my gym workouts, my diet, my relationship with myself, how I talk to myself in my own mind. Um, this has just gotten so much better. I feel like I'm finally returning to the person I used to be. I'm finding enjoyment in trying new things. I'm also learning if I don't like something, I don't have to do it, and not just avoiding it endlessly and wondering if I like it. I'll just try it. I don't like it. No big deal. I'll just move on and do something else. But yeah, this journey has not felt like a marathon where now I'm crossing, the finish line and I want to celebrate and we did it. Let's drink again. No, I'm seeing this kind of like I've been climbing a hill, this a mountain this whole time. I've seen some cool things in the forest going up. It was tiring and a bit difficult climbing, but I'm at the peak of the mountain now and I'm looking down at the valley, all these new paths and rivers and things to discover and see. And this is just a metaphor for life and kind of how I see it going. But I'm excited now to keep going and discover new things, try new things, and keep building kind of this stability that I have in my life at the moment. I want to keep getting better at my workouts. I want to keep improving my drawing. Um, you know, sleeping good and waking up feeling good feels friggin' amazing, and I want to keep that up. So that to say, I have no plans of drinking anytime soon. I don't get this wrong. I'm not underestimating the power of addiction and, the possibility of relapse and things like that. But I'm just not trying to think about that stuff as much. I'm trying to think about the good things that I can do. And that's kind of where I've been putting my energy lately. And, I'm just going to keep going. It's a day by day thing. And that doesn't mean that every day, I'm white knuckling, don't drink, don't drink. It just means sometimes I'll think about it and be like, nah, let's do something better instead. And, I get to sleep that night, wake up the next day, completely forgot that I even had that thought yesterday. And then, I could go several days without even thinking about it. That being said, though, in the beginning, I avoided certain situations that would involve drinking, like going to patio with friends or hanging around friends that drink and stuff. But we don't want to limit ourselves in our life entirely. And I've slowly been reintroducing those things into my life. I've went to a couple parties. I went to restaurants with friends, hung out with friends that were drinking and stuff, and I just simply chose not to participate in the drinking, but I actively chose to participate in the situation and the event. And ultimately, like, I had pretty good times at those events. It wasn't bad at all. Uh, it was a little different than when I would drink there, but not necessarily in a bad way. I could leave the event when I wanted to. I could drive home. I didn't have to pay for an Uber. Um, and I was still social. I still was able to interact with new people and hang out somewhere outside of my own room and stuff. But honestly, I've found enjoyment in sometimes not doing those things. Like, it's Friday night tonight and I'm excited to go to the gym, work on my drawing, maybe clean the house a little bit and, just kind of live a regular day. It doesn't have to be, oh, it's Friday evening, I have to party or something. I just don't have that thought as much anymore. So, yeah, all that to say is I'm feeling really good right now. I'm not taking things for granted. I'm going to keep doing the things that are enabling me to feel good and to keep progressing my life. Um, and honestly, everything's getting so much better. My finances are improving, health is improving. Um, lost weight, my blood pressure is back to normal. My anxiety is so much less. I don't have random spikes of fear throughout the day anymore. Things are just a lot more stable. And I know in the past I was a little terrified of stability because I kind of connected it with boredom or like inauthenticity. I'm not sure, but stability always kind of gave me like a weird, uncomfortable feeling in the past. But the more I live in it, the more I'm realizing that stability is a good thing. It keeps us grounded. It lets us stay at a level where we can diverge from it, try new things. If we don't like them, we come back to stability. If we like them, we keep them up, we grow them, we get better at them. And I think as humans, we naturally like to evolve, to pursue mastery and to get better at things. So I think alcohol was a very powerful substitute for mastery, basically, because when we drink, we kind of feel like we've achieved something, as silly as that is to say. And that feeling of achievement stops us from venturing out and trying new things. And I think that's kind of the crux of a lot of this, is getting this innate ability to have the confidence to try new things, to get better at things, and to keep improving ourselves through stability and through experience. So I know I don't post that often on this channel anymore, but that's honestly because I don't necessarily think about sobriety that much anymore. Um, in terms of a way of seeking out how to stay sober, it's more I'm learning things that I enjoy and I keep doing those things. And sobriety is kind of a byproduct of my own growth in a sense there. And of course, I can thank all that to starting sobriety. So it's kind of, a huge cycle like that. So I just wanted to give you guys this update that things are going well. 3 months sober, 90 days. I plan to keep it up, and I will keep posting updates here and there, kind of how my experience is going. And I really hope that any of my videos can resonate with any of you, whether you're currently drinking, currently sober, interested in kind of the experience of going from drinking to sober and seeing the changes that can occur. And yeah, I just wanted to give a brief update here on month 3, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care.